Good evening, everyone. I hope that you all are staying warm and, more importantly, staying safe. It has been a very busy day for us here in the First Alert Weather Center. Uh, as the forecast called for, we didn't get a whole lot of snow. But the reason why we had that winter weather advisory and then eventually the winter storm warnings was because of the potential for the roads to be very tricky. And then once the National Weather Service saw literally the abundance of reports that were coming in, the conversation elevated and we were moved to a winter storm warning. But the snow totals panned out for the most part. We're talking about a trace to an inch across areas along I-85 and to the south, with higher totals the further south you went. And that looks to be what we see. You can see, looking out at our Midtown camera, that kind of looks like a bit of a winter wonderland out there. Thankfully, no one in this particular image experiencing any driving issues on the roadways, but that has not been the case across the region. Here's a look at First Alert radar. You can see that the bulk of this snow has pushed out of the area. We are trending on the drier side. We are still dealing with some snow showers well to the south and east of Atlanta. I'm looking at folks that are in portions of Upson County, Pike Lamar County, southeastern Meriwether County, stretching into Spalding County, Butts County, Jasper Putnam counties, into Morgan County, as well as Greene and Oglethorpe counties, picking up on some snow showers. That is expected to continue at least for the next hour or so, but we all start to trend drier as we head through the next few hours. So this snow shower event moving out of the area right on time. We are still under a winter weather advisory and a winter storm warning for the areas that you see highlighted in the two different respective colors through tomorrow morning. What you saw is what we got. And what you saw was not a whole lot, but a lot of the issues have been the roads. Getting a little bit of snow, folks driving on that snow, it melting and then refreezing quickly because road temperatures have been hovering near freezing. They've dropped below freezing now, and the air temperatures are plummeting as well. So that's causing things to refreeze immediately. So there are slick spots all across the area. And that's why these two advisories, the winter weather advisory and a winter storm warning, will be in effect through tomorrow morning. I expect the roads to still be slippery tomorrow morning when folks get out, because there's just not going to be much of a shift in the temperatures even throughout the day tomorrow. We only get above freezing despite all that sunshine for a few hours, and we get into the mid to upper 30s. So untreated roads, those isolated roads, I fully expect there to be issues out there. Someone just asked me in the comments if we're seeing school closings tomorrow. We are already seeing school closings for sure. I know that Atlanta Public Schools, they sent out a push saying that schools were closed, but I believe there were maybe 5 other municipalities that may have done so as well. I do know that we have that full list of the schools on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. I just do not have that in front of me. Or you can check out our 7 o'clock newscast tonight. Our anchors are going to be telling you which counties are closed, which ones have already sent out that information. I just don't have that handy for you. Let's go through what we're expecting to be the next few hours. Temperatures have been falling all afternoon. We crested earlier today near 30 degrees, and we've been falling through the 20s through the afternoon. We're at 23 degrees in Atlanta, already down to 19 in Blairsville. It is going to be bitter cold tomorrow morning. And I know that we keep saying this is going to be the coldest air we've seen in a year. Well, tonight's going to be even colder than it was a couple nights ago. So it's going to be the coldest air that we've seen in more than a year. So prepare for it. These are the actual air temperatures. I know that a lot of times we talk about temperatures, we talk about wind chills, and the two of those things, temperatures are real. Wind chills is, basically it's apparent. It's how things feel. These are the actual lows. Now, there is a cold weather advisory, and I know I'm throwing a whole lot of different things. So the first two things I told you about, the advisory and the warning, that just means the roads are going to be tricky and messy. This one, the cold weather advisory, means that it's going to be bitter cold. Wind chills are going to be in single digits. We experienced this on Monday morning, but a lot of folks were off on Monday because if it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But more folks are going to be going into school tomorrow. More people are going to be going back to work tomorrow, even though some of these businesses and some of these schools have closed. There's still going to be more traffic out there tomorrow, more people getting out and about. And that bitter cold is not going to be something that anybody likes. So that's why the National Weather Service issues these cold weather advisories. There's going to be, I don't get out that early in the morning, but some of y'all did, and it stung, I'm sure. We get a lot of sunshine tomorrow. This system is a fast mover, thankfully. Otherwise, those snow totals would have been higher. We had very, very dry air in place, so we got a nice burst early on, and then we saw that dry air continuing to dig in, and it actually kind of choked off us getting more snow, which is great news. But we clear out as we head into the day tomorrow. A gorgeous sky day, but it's just not going to be the most comfortable of winter days. Now, I got out and about today, not to tell you all of my business, but I went to the gym, and I only had a hoodie on, and I immaturely did not bring an extra shirt. So I had my hoodie on and I put my shirt on, and the last couple of days when I've done that, it kind of like stung immediately and I was uncomfortable. Today it wasn't that bad, and I'm assuming it's because the last couple of days my body has gotten acclimated to this Arctic air mass that's been here. Multiple days of exposure to something, it'll kind of shift your mindset, right? So tomorrow's going to be very cold in the morning. The afternoon, while it's going to be cold, it will not be as cold as it was today, and I think it'll be a little bit more manageable. The winds are going to relax, and I don't think the wind chill will be as much of a factor after about 2, 3 o'clock. So I think that getting out at about 2 or 3, if we have melting in your area and there's safety in that, I think you'll be okay with how it feels outside. Just don't expect it to feel like spring. It's gonna be cold. 36 degrees is the afternoon high for tomorrow. Slightly cooler the further north and west you go. Slightly warmer the south and east you go. But nobody hits 40, so we're all in the same boat. It is going to be cold. Thankfully, things trend a little bit better for us as we head into Thursday. We start off in the 20s, but the afternoon highs, for the first time in days, gets above freezing. So that's going to help with the melting for sure. But it's also going to help your body because 40 degrees at around 5 o'clock is going to feel a whole lot better than the 30 degrees that we hit for 2 hours today, right? So it's going to be a warmer day Thursday, and then the cold air comes back through the overnight. And unfortunately, we're just going to be unseasonably cold through the bulk of this forecast. We should be at around 54 degrees, and we're not going to get there, but we get into the 50s by the weekend. I think Saturday's manageable, upper 40s without the wind chill. That's you can still have a Saturday fun day. It just may be mainly indoors, but you may get out to go to the mall, or you may get out to go run some errands. 50 degrees on Sunday, a spotty shower possible late Sunday. I think our best chance for rain in the forecast is Monday. It isn't looking overwhelming, but it is a first alert weather day because the timing could make things a little bit slippery as you head home from work. But it's going to be a low impact first alert weather day, but rain is rain and it's coming on Monday, and then we're back into the low 50s early next Tuesday. Listen, guys, we're still diving into this forecast. There's still more. If you want to look at the latest on the temperatures tonight, we're going to have that literally coming up in 15 minutes on Atlanta News First at 7. Big Papa Cat asked how much snow is Henry County getting. Henry County is getting the snow that it got. That's how much it's getting. I have not looked at the totals. I'm going to actually try to do that in the 7 o'clock newscast tonight, go through some of the totals that we can confirm, or at least some radar estimates. But I'm going to have that for you in 15 minutes at 7. So stay tuned for that. You guys keep complaining about the cold winter. It's the best. Big Papa, don't get it twisted. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just telling you my experience. It was a little cold. I still went out to the gym every day this week. It hasn't slowed me down. I'm from Louisiana. Most people that live in Atlanta, they're either from Georgia, Atlanta, or the South, and we're just not used to it getting below 30 degrees for more than like 5 or 6 days, in a month, and we've been there for a while now. And so that's where all the Southerners, we gripe about it, but it's a comfortable gripe. It's just like, how is the weather today? It's a conversation starter, so to speak. The snow is gone. Why are we still under the winter storm warning? It's a very good question, Algernon. I think I may have mentioned it earlier, but the whole reason that we were entered into the winter storm warning was not because we were expecting higher than forecasted snow totals. It was because there literally was a flurry of incidents or accidents that were coming in to the National Weather Service, to us, to all of the different media outlets. It was a flurry. Multiple car accidents kept coming in, including MARTA buses and you name it. And there were so many accidents that the National Weather Service, one of the criteria for a winter storm warning, it's not only just the amount of precipitation, but it's the impact of that precipitation. And while we were not at the accumulation threshold for it, we were at the accidents. And so if you have the First Alert Weather app on your phone, I actually did a push right after that was issued. And I explained to all of our viewers that have our app that this winter storm warning isn't because of shift in the forecast, but it's because of all these accidents. Basically, people were on the streets and they were crashing. So Hopefully that's understood. Thank you guys for joining us. Once again, we have another newscast that's going to be coming up in just a few minutes. I will make sure that we reiterate the reason why that winter storm warning is still in effect so that everybody understands it. But if you're in an area that has received snow today, you are done with snow. Now, you may see a flurry, but you're done with the accumulating part of this event. And that is continuing to push to the south and east, and we're gradually trending into better territory. You guys have a fantastic evening, and I will see y'all on the airwaves in about 12 minutes.